All right, let's see what this thing looks like.
Which shirt is that? Is that Paul's Boutique?
Check your head. Yeah. Paul's Boutique is amazing. I don't have any other Beastie shirts though. I really have to seek that out. Hey everyone, welcome to 5 Idiots Talking Toys, a collector podcast here on YouTube if you're watching us or listening on your favorite podcast app. Please follow us there, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can like this video and let us know what you thought of the episode. We're here with a pretty fun topic tonight. We have 3 idiots on board. I'm Shane Davison. We have Brandon Alamo here with us and John Walden. Let's bring them in now. No, let's wait a few minutes. You can also go to 5idiotstalkingtoys.com to check all of our socials. Follow us there. You'll get the links and also the link to rogue5toys.com. That's our collector page, our sales page, I should say. You can buy collectibles there. There's claim items. There's live sales. There's deal or no deal offers. There are graded comics, graded figures, loose, complete, all different toy lines, modern, vintage. So please come hang out with us in Rogue 5. That's where you can hang out with the 5 idiots throughout the week in between watching the episodes. We appreciate that. Now let's bring in Brandon Alamo. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Shane.
You're welcome. John Walden coming from Georgia.
Lord Walden.
Lord Walden. Oh, I think I got you guys backwards.
You think?
Probably.
You look so similar. Is that the Tatooine hat that was on that? Is that from Comic-Con?
Correct.
Yeah. Brandon sent us. So this is an episode. Brandon's going to tell us all about his experience with San Diego Comic-Con 2023. We're jealous. We were not there. I've never been. But you sent us a shot of a vendor that had those hats with all the different locations.
Correct.
Really, really cool looking stuff. I like the Endor one. I forget what color it was. If it was like a beige,
it was
or
like
something.
a green Endor with like a patch with the Death Star in the background. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Nice.
I think I would have told you to grab that for me, but I think I saw your message. You know, where I figured you were long gone from that booth, but they were very cool.
Well, I was there for 4 days.
True.
The hat lasted maybe 2.
Okay.
And it turns out,
I'm sure it's somebody that probably has a website or an Etsy or something.
they do,
though, right?
They do.
Yeah.
I can pass that information.
Yeah.
The vendor. Actually, I think they put their card in the hat.
Oh, what? That is insane.
What is this, a magic show? You're blowing my mind up.
If you want to find out,
Bart Bridge Clothing, bartbridge.com. All right, we'll give a little shout. We're always
these were a little the guy got in trouble for selling these hats.
I was going to ask about that.
I don't even know how. There's people that mass reproduce everything, you know, even the action figures.
Planet.
So I don't even know how somebody would get in trouble for reproducing these on a hat, but whatever.
Well, now, are they his custom designs, or did he reproduce existing designs?
I don't know. I think I've seen this logo before.
Yeah, so that
Patagonia
might be weird.
Or something, right?
It does.
Is that Patagonia?
Yeah. Patagonia colors.
Patagonia or Lucasfilm? I
don't know. Maybe he told me he was getting in trouble for the Star Wars likeness, so he had to.
Oh,
okay.
He had at the show. He had other cities and stuff. Tatooine. He had St. Louis and
Chattanooga
and Fort
Oglethorpe.
Go blank yourself.
Fort Oglethorpe.
Yeah,
he had all sorts of different locations with like whatever that area is known for, with like a little but so he was selling like the normal cities and stuff too, but he had these Star Wars ones that he sold out pretty quick, and then he told everybody, I can't order anymore, or I can't bring any more out because I'm being told that I can't sell these here. So But he had Tatooine, Bespin, Death Star, Endor, Cloud City, Naboo, a couple other ones on there. He had Hoth ones, but he sold out before he got there.
Mustafar.
I don't think he had it.
No, there was something else cool I saw. That
Isn't
was
that
from
Saudi Arabia?
Coruscant, maybe.
There was something else from the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, so I didn't. I wish I would have seen a Hoth one. I would have bought one of those. It was similar to this, but with an AT-AT walking. You know.
Nice.
But I'll probably order one off of his website.
I don't know. I kind of feel like you're a Tatooine guy, thoh. You were out there roaming. You were out there roaming in like
He's been to Tatooine.
Mos Espa.
Yeah. Actually, I flew over it the other day
in the desert, John, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I was flying out to Arizona, and I took the people that were on my flight. I was like, "Hey, you guys want to see where Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt scene was filmed?"
And they're like, "Oh my God, here we go."
They're like, "What?" They're like, "Oh," and it turns out that everybody that I was flying with, like, they're big Star Wars nerds, and they had no idea.
Oh, okay.
They're like, I had no idea that they were Star Wars nerds. So, but they didn't seem like they were jumping for joy. They just seemed like, yeah, right, dude.
They were everywhere.
It's a sand dune. There's nothing was filmed there.
Yeah. You know,
they were probably
that's the pit of Carcoon.
Yeah,
they're Force Awakens nerds.
Probably.
Oh yeah. Brandon's the old man now in the squadron. Yeah. All right. Correct. So let's jump into this. Again, you guys, please subscribe to the channel. It helps out our algorithm. We're led to believe it helps out. Please comment below. Let's get a bunch of comments. Ask questions about what you're going to listen to about Comic-Con. Do you have any questions about the show? Brandon will be happy to answer all of those. So tell us, what was your initial experience? You know, you had a 4-day pass.
So
you do a big time
4-day pass. I did not get the preview night. That has eluded me once again.
Is that like a lottery or something you have to?
You just have to like log in and kind of hope that it's still available, but there's limited number of preview night passes. So
gotcha.
I was lucky enough to get a 4-day pass. I don't even know how, because another buddy of mine that has about 10 times the subscribers that we do did not get a pass at all. So, and it has nothing to do with this podcast or anything like that.
You had a press pass?
No, apparently those are super hard to get. I had a normal pass. But yeah, apparently a lot of people that normally go struggle to get a pass this year. So I was lucky enough to get a pass.
Okay.
So 4 days, you know, with a preview night on Wednesday night. It's a long show, opens at 9, closes around 9:30 to 7, you know, so it's long. There's a ton of people. Standard Comic-Con, for the most part, a little different this year with the writer and actors strike that's going on.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people were bummed out that, you know, none of the movie stars showed up that they were hoping for. Like, I guess there's a lot of pop culture, you know, icons that come to these events, and they're sad that they're actors from, you know, I don't know, you know, The Walking Dead season 28. You know, they're sad that they're The Walking Dead people didn't show up. So,
now is that considered crossing the picket line if they do something like that?
It's written in their contract that they were not allowed to go to a convention to even promote anything at the con. So they're not allowed to promote what they're currently working on.
I didn't even think of that. That makes total sense now that you say it, but I just didn't think of it because I think of, you know, the working part of it. But you're right. This is the working part of it too. They're absolutely promoting whatever they've most recently been in or currently are in. So
most of the, you know, the big names were there as far as production companies like Hulu and FX and Marvel, DC. They were all there. But whether or not there was any, you know, attractive people coming to, they just didn't show up. So I think that hurt a lot of people. I think a lot of people go just to see those panels and see those. They camp out for days for some of these things. So, but yeah, you know, mainly I don't go for that kind of stuff. There was one panel that I wanted to sit on that I did not get into because the line was way too long. And I think I know why. But
do tell.
Where did you sit instead?
Well, the Hasbro panel, in which they were going to announce the new Hasbro Pulse release.
Yeah. You mean the HasLab?
The HasLab release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows what that is now, the Ghost from Star Wars Rebels. I think since that was going to get announced, I think that they were at capacity for the room. So, but I really didn't care. I was like, oh, room's at capacity. I waited on the line for 30 minutes to see if I could get in. Not going to happen. I was like, well, they're going to announce the Ghost anyway. That's the only thing that would fit in the area that they were planning, because they have down in the bottom in the Hasbro booth, they had a little stage set up for whatever item it was that they were going to be releasing for HasLab, and it was not tall enough to be a Jawa sandcrawler, not tall enough to be an Ewok village, but it was tall enough to be some kind of ship. And I think there's a lot of people that have already been screaming at Hasbro to release the Ghost vehicle. So that was the big thing, was the Ghost. And
what's the price point on that, Brandon? Because I don't remember. I know I saw it.
500.
Yeah,
but it's awesome looking in person. Obviously, that was a prototype. And only minor changes that they're going to make. I was talking to one of the guys that helped design it. A couple different features they're going to do with some of the walls inside, a little more detailed, and stuff like that, and increase the structure size of the door frames, so that way Zeb can walk through. Because right now I think that the frames are too small or short for Zeb to walk through. So, yeah. So that was the big thing at Hasbro for this time. Hasbro was also celebrating its 100th anniversary. And they had a lot of giveaways. So I guess we're on the Hasbro train here. So I'll show a couple of the things that they gave away.
Nice.
An Indiana Jones poster.
All right. Well, let's switch up the look here and give Brandon the stage.
There we go.
There we go. Much better.
There we go.
They gave away some Indiana Jones stuff. They were promoting this line. I think they still have a couple waves to go.
Have they released Short Round yet?
So I think this is the Adventure Series. I think these are the 6-inch figures.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that Temple of Doom, and then Short Round, of course?
Temple of Doom, and then these figures over here, I believe, are from the new movie.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That skull is cool.
These are Dial of Destiny, and these are Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
There's always the debate of the order of movies. In a trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever. Indiana Jones is pretty cut and dry, right? Like it's like 90% of people will tell you the same order. So it's like there's not a lot of debate there. But what did you guys think of Temple of Doom? Like just in general, not necessarily when you were a kid, but like, do you still enjoy it? Like, do you watch that movie and still enjoy it, or do you not like it? Or it's not a terrible movie.
Was that one out of order or something?
Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
I don't think it was out of order.
No, the second movie I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, in general.
What are you asking?
All right, sorry. I was just trying to say, like, when you talk about Star Wars, like, okay, which ones are the best? There's a ton of debate.
Oh, okay.
But Indiana Jones, it's pretty much straight up across the board.
Yeah, I think everybody.
First one, third one, second one, and then the fourth one, and then I don't know where the fifth one fits in terms of ranking, but Temple of Doom always gets the least love out of the original trilogy. Yeah. But it's still a fun movie, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, they're all fun.
Yeah. The whole ride on the cart on the tracks and the stones and the bridge and ripping the heart out. It's a fun movie. It's still great to see. But I like to see those figures, those characters.
I think there was something about Raiders that was just, it was so different. you know, that makes it.
Here's a John freebie.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's cool. Love it.
Very cool.
Great background.
Yeah.
The third movie is really my favorite. And maybe it's because when I was a kid, that was the most recent one, and it was a big deal when it came out. But I love Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And the third one is so well done. I just love everything about it. That's my favorite.
Indiana. That's the dog's name.
That's the dog's name. That's my favorite indie movie. Absolutely. Like I guess maybe I just like third movies of trilogies. I don't know, but I love that one. I've seen it so many times.
What other swag?
So the biggest thing I got from Comic-Con this year was the swag giveaway. The swag was strong this year. I know my son I'm wearing my son's lanyard, child badge.
Oh, nice.
All the Hasbro Pulse stuff on it. My son cleaned up as far as like different swag. I mean, to go along a little bit with what Hasbro was doing toy and action figure giveaways almost every half hour. That kid walked away with Power Rangers, Transformers. They were giving away G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. I mean, they were giving away, and I don't know if this was normal or if because it was the 100th anniversary of Hasbro that they were just giving stuff away. But like, for example,
I was almost going to say, I wonder if they were doing that like to make up for some of the celebrities not being there, but it's not that
maybe, or maybe they're just trying to get rid of stuff because like,
I mean, Hasbro
they gave this stuff away for free.
Wow.
For free. You know, and I'm like, well, I only bought Indiana Jones and I was waiting for these to be $1 at Target. Well,
now there's
don't get me wrong, like these might be these are all the thin card back ones. You know how people were complaining about. Oh, I don't know if you guys are on those pages or not, but
well, did they repackage them since?
People were like thinking of like they're like, oh, the thin card backs are terrible. I mean, they were giving away scratch and dent ones. They weren't giving away pristine action figure. But I was like, I'll take a free action figure. I mean,
yeah, no kidding.
The Power Ranger stuff that my son got, it wasn't even out yet in the stores. Wow. He got a power morpher or whatever. He's running around like hitting the button and driving everybody nuts. So super cool. They really took care of the kids for sure this year at Hasbro. And I'm telling you, man, in between Hasbro and Mattel and some of the other toy makers that were there, Hasbro like really put it into gear this year as far as, you know, putting everything on display. The HasLab, Ghost being a big one, all the giveaways for, you know, I mean, they were giving away magic cards for people. People were like knifing each other in line for that kind of stuff. I mean, I wasn't going to stick in the, you know, I just waited in the lines of the stuff where my son's like, I want a Transformer. And I go wait in that line, you know, and whatever. But, you know, Mattel had a pretty good scene there too. But like, you know, Mattel wasn't handing out free toys, you know, and there wasn't too many people around the Mattel booth, but Hasbro was swamped with people, constant. And it's always like that. But this year I feel like there's more.
Yeah.
And I guess you know, the business is good, but, yeah, swag was the number one thing that I noticed this year, and giveaways was what I mean. My son's lanyard, he got multiple. I mean, he got this Sonic pin at the Lego booth. He got Captain America pin at the Lego booth. He got here, Shane will like this one.
What is that? Oh, sweet!
Luke and Leia run on the speeder bike.
Yeah, love it.
That's cool.
That's a Lego giveaway.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
That was a Lego giveaway. A 30th anniversary Power Rangers pin. These were given away at Entertainment Earth along with their Target pins that they give the Spot dog or something. Whatever his name is.
Spot the dog.
Spot the dog from Target. I mean, people were like shivving each other in line for these pins, and years past, that wasn't like a big. They would give pins away, but you could walk up to the lady and grab one. Now people were waiting in line and like murdering each other in line just to get this stuff. I'm like, it's the stupid pin. So I managed to grab one of the Target ones, the spot ones, and I was like, I don't even want it. I was like, if somebody has a Power Rangers one, I'm like, my son wants the Power Rangers one. So sure enough, someone's like, I'll trade you. I was like, sure, here you go. So I gave this to my son, and he was like, you know, he loves it.
It's cool looking.
So
I'm going to sound like such an old man, but was Power Rangers ever good? I saw like my younger cousins watching it. It looked like the most annoying thing ever. And now my kids are watching it, and it seems like so cheesy and like
so cheesy
movie. But Brandon, you watched it though, right? You're saying
I watched it as a teenager, a couple seasons when the original ones that came out.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is kind of whatever, and it reminded me of like Godzilla type, you know, stuff, and it was cool, you know, to watch a season or two, but I never really followed it after that. And now people are all about it. I mean, these Power Rangers they're at all the cons signing autographs and stuff. So yeah, getting back to Comic-Con, the swag was definitely #1 this year. And I'm going to share, I have a bunch of these posters I'm going to give away on the page.
Cool.
For our viewers as well. So
yeah. What's up? I have a question about the Comic-Con in general.
Yeah.
Now, originally this was like a comic book convention, right?
Very small in a basement of a hotel. Yes.
Very small, basement of a hotel, and it's blown into this huge thing, right? So, what did you notice seemed to be the primary focus of this Comic-Con? Was it comics? Was it cosplay? Was it toys? Was it the panels that nobody got to go see because the actors are on strike? Which one?
It's this con is different than any other con. Not this one being this year, but Comic-Con in general is different than any other convention. Mainly because they have these big name productions here producing, you know, that FX had a giant tent in the back where they have an experience, right?
Yeah.
You walk through the line and you get to like take pictures with stuff, and they give you a backpack at the end and some pins, and like they did it all up. FX and Hulu were giving away. I mean, you know, whoever sponsors the backpacks, the normal backpacks that they give away when you check in for your badge, and they give you like the map, and you get like a backpack. You guys have probably seen people walking around with these, you know, they're like giant bags. Giant bags that people, you know, wear on their backs.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty good quality. I mean, I don't keep them. I mean, I have a really cool Swamp Thing one that I got years ago, but that's the kind of stuff they give away. But Hulu and FX were like the biggest productions there. So to answer your question, John, like people go to this con because so let's take my wife, for example. My wife doesn't collect anything. She's not into any of this stuff. She likes to watch Star Wars. She'll tolerate it. But she'll watch, you know, Game of Thrones, and she'll watch The Witcher. She'll watch all these, you know, these series that are coming out, right? Well, she doesn't want to go to Comic-Con to see me look for toys. She wants to go to Comic-Con to maybe one time see what's his name? Snow from Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. Like, oh my God, it's Kit Harington, Jon Snow. You know, like that's why she wants to go to Comic-Con, to see that stuff. She doesn't want to wait in line for a panel. She just wants to see somebody walking by and go, oh my God, it's so-and-so. You know, like she wants to go to that. And I think a lot of people want to go there for that. They want to see the panels, see what's coming out next year, see what's coming out for their favorite TV series or their favorite movie series or whatever. That's why people want to go to this Comic-Con. That's why so many people travel, because of that stuff, the productions they put on. The comic book dealers and the people that are searching for comics, I mean, yeah, there's people selling comics. There's a lot more people selling comics than vintage toys. I'll tell you that. There's only like 3 or 4 vendors selling vintage toys. A lot of it's loose. It's a lot of it's repeat offenders every year. Same people are there selling the same stuff.
The booths have to be super expensive.
I already know who they're going to be. Oh yeah, the tables are very expensive. I already know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And what they're going to be selling. Sometimes you find a couple diamonds in the rough while you're searching through their stuff and find a figure that's, a good deal. Sometimes you don't, and it's just a standard. Like I told you, I didn't really buy a whole lot. I did pass on a couple things, and I'm like, maybe I should have picked it up, but I'm not losing sleep over it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mainly why I go. I want to go look for toys and and maybe some comics here and there. Maybe a couple posters. I've managed to pick up a couple posters over the years. There's a guy that sells a lot of vintage posters that always goes. So I always go to his booth. But like, if you want to see the new stuff coming out, the new video games, the new cards, like Topps is there, Upper Deck is there, Nintendo's there. All those big names are there, and they're all promoting their stuff. Star Wars does a huge thing right in the center. Lucasfilm must pay the most. Right in the center, it's all carpeted. They have a big screen going on with the movies playing in the background. They have costumes that were, in the TV shows and in the movies. If you guys are subscribed to our channel, you'll see a bunch of shorts coming up soon of Ahsoka. I haven't released those yet, but Ahsoka's lightsaber hilts, her what do you call it? Her uniform, her her costume that she had,
her work clothes,
her scrubs. They have those on display, and if you're looking for, and they've really like expanded the Star Wars area to where it's just retail now. Citizen sells watches there. Really? Stance sells socks there.
Well, they're selling watches though. They're like
Roosevelt,
right?
Roosevelt sells their shoes or their shirts there. There's another guy selling like posters there, and there's Hallmark selling all their Beanie Babies and their ornaments there.
The ornaments are huge.
There's another company selling shirts there. Man, you name it. There's so many vendors around that Star Wars area that are all licensed products, and they're all allowed to be in that Star Wars area selling their stuff, and they all have exclusives, and everybody loves exclusives, So, big thing about exclusives, and I don't really lose sleep over exclusives anymore. I used to back in the day because I was like, I really want to get that Grand Admiral Thrawn from Hasbro. That was a real exclusive. You could only get that from Hasbro at Comic-Con. Now they give away little papers with a QR code that you could order online, and that, so
you don't have to be there.
Yeah.
No, you can order them online. And then Hasbro did a little thing this time, a little different than normal, was they had their own store out in town called The Vault. Yeah. Hasbro's Vault, where it was a standalone store out in downtown San Diego where you walk in and they had a lot of vintage toys on display. And I guess that's something a little different this year. Maybe they did it for the 100th anniversary, but they did display a lot of vintage toys, vintage G.I. Joes, Star Wars. I guess they might have been, somebody's personal collection that works at Hasbro or maybe from the Hasbro Vault. I don't know. But they had it all on display there so people could take pictures. And they did have some of the exclusives that you could buy at the store. Now, I really don't think that they're exclusives, kind of like Mattel. They're San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Mattel stuff was like early release stuff. You can buy it there, but like if you look on their website, you can buy the same stuff online. And the same thing with Hasbro. You can buy the same stuff online here in a couple months. You don't need to, you don't need to lose sleep by going over there and waiting in line. And now, Hasbro did it right. They hand out QR code sheets. They have 1 million of them. Anybody can walk up and grab them and order these online. They did it right, so that way I know some people like to buy these and try to make a profit online and sell them on eBay. But like, honestly, Hasbro, I think, caught on to that and was like, well, why are we going to let people double their money when we could just produce more and let everybody buy them and we make even more money? So
Sure. Yeah.
Mattel, I think, is doing the same thing. They had stuff to buy there, but you could buy the same stuff online, so you don't need to wait in line and do all this stuff, which is, I think the only difference is you could buy it there, vice waiting in line for whatever. But so that was my main takeaway was the swag was definitely on par this year, and the rest of the stuff, there was no big time actors there. I don't really care. I go there for the toys. I go there for the toys and to see what's coming out. Like I didn't even know Walking Dead was a thing until I went to Comic-Con and I saw the Walking Dead experience there. I was like, what are these zombies, And someone's like, it's a show called Walking Dead. It's in the second season. It's awesome. You should check it out. So no kidding. I went back, that night and I watched the first season. I was like, oh my God, this show's amazing. And then season 28 comes out. I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this anymore. So
how are they still alive?
Yeah, well, I told you guys once they had that flashback thing where Rick was old with like white gray hair. That's when I stopped watching. So I think I don't know how many seasons that is, but I think I have like 4 seasons that I haven't seen. But it's funny that you say that though, that you didn't, you hadn't heard of it before, because I feel like I remember that premiere, that black and white premiere being a huge deal. But I remember back then I was an AMC guy because they had some good AMC stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I was like regularly watching that channel at the time. But
can I just say something, interject something here?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Black Summer is a far superior zombie show.
Black Summer.
I didn't see that being promoted there.
It's
Where
on
is that
Netflix.
found?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix? Oh, okay.
It's on the BBC, and we don't have that channel.
Yeah. Well, I hate to tell you, Brandon, go ahead. Sorry, John.
I was going to say, so basically, San Diego Comic-Con has now become just like a pop culture expo.
It hasn't now become that. It's been that for years. And I think that's why they get so many people there, is because people want to see that. If they were just doing a cards, comics, and toys show,
they wouldn't have nearly
it'd be like the ICC,
And it's the proximity to LA that gets
and they have
the big boost
so
of
many
all the
people
celebrities and
in.
production companies.
My wife works she works for Marriott, and she told me that the average price for a hotel room jumped up to like $1,000 a night where she works.
I believe it.
And she had Disney people staying at her hotel, and so it's just crazy, that how it's become, and it's been like that for over 10, 11 years now, from what I can remember living in San Diego. I never really thought it. I really didn't even knew about it because, I wasn't back into Star Wars and collecting until about 10 years ago. Is when I picked back up from where I was from when I was a kid. But I was like, what is this Comic-Con? And then I was like, oh my God. And then I got tickets to it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, look at all these people. And I was like, oh, look, it's Kit Harington. That's cool. And it became one of those things. So we enjoy it for that. I like, I always want to go and hunt for toys and stuff. But if you're going to hunt for toys, and good luck. If you're going to hunt for comics and stuff, you might have better luck there. If you're looking for cool, like, I mean, they do cosplay stuff there too. They have cosplay vendors. They have
it's an experience.
Makeup. They have people doing makeup for you. They have, if you want to go see cool cosplay, go to Comic-Con. If you don't have the money or don't buy the tickets, look outside and look at all the people walking around. If you don't have tickets to Comic-Con, go to the experiences that are happening outside of Comic-Con, like the FX and Hulu put on that tent. You can go and get free stuff there. Bob's Burgers has a thing. They give you free food. I went to the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary thing that they were doing out in town, that apparently the tickets for that sold out real quick, but they had a walk-in line that was only like, or a standby line was only like 45 minutes. I waited for that. Great experience. A lot of, a lot of stuff to take pictures of, and, have a T-Rex come and eat you off the toilet, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool stuff. And they give you free food at the end, and free water. And, it was pretty awesome to go and do the experiences outside of Comic-Con that you don't need a pass for. You can just go do. So for those that, can't experience the whole thing or didn't get passes or tickets, a buddy of mine, like the guy that has 30,000 subs, he was like, I'm bummed out I didn't get a pass this year. I was like, honestly, dude, you're not missing a whole lot. I said, if you go do the stuff outside, like that's good enough, and there isn't a whole lot of people, and he's in the more of the modern toys and stuff like that. So there's a lot of modern vendors there selling a lot of the, G.I. Joe and the new Star Wars, the Black Series and the vintage collection. There's a lot of that stuff being sold. But if you're looking for old school stuff like us, like there's a few people, some of it's overpriced, some of it's pretty decent, but like I said, I didn't really buy a whole lot other than a couple hats and a couple shirts. So
well, it seems
overall,
like
I always have fun at these cons. I mean, I mainly go for my son and my daughter because they like to go see all this stuff, and my son likes to take pictures with all the people that are dressed up. So it's really good for him to go, and he really has a lot of fun with that. But I think people were bummed out this year because of the movie star thing. But for me, it was just business as usual. So.
Well, it seems like every con is a bit different, but there's also a big dividing line between certain ones around the country that are bigger, they're corporate events that have an agenda. Their agenda is to promote the media, the movies and the series. There's big business there like Hasbro that's promoting their toy lines, their upcoming stuff, their exclusive stuff, their pre-order, HasLab special stuff. And, the smaller shows, which are still sizable around the country, don't all focus that much on that stuff. There's certainly some promotion there. But, yeah, if you're going to, like, a big corporate event expecting to buy vintage 45-year-old toys, that's not really where that happens, it seems like. It's nice that there's some options, but it's almost like more to grab the nostalgia people that might not be collectors. Oh, look at that 45-year-old thing. I'm at Comic-Con. Let me buy that, let me buy that for twice the price.
Yeah, if you're claustrophobic, don't go. I know people like that in there. Like I'm like literally like shuffling around just to get around people. Like, nut to butt the whole time. It is a giant pain. So if you like to have your space and all that, like forget it.
It's a super spreader event.
That is, like there was already, I was on a couple of the chats for it or whatever on Facebook. I don't know, somebody invited me or whatever, but did anybody catch COVID? There's a huge COVID trend going on. I was like, nah, man, whatever.
I saw an article.
I don't lick the door handles. So
an article popped up on my Apple News on my phone the other day, and it said there's a rush of end of summer COVID spread, and I'm just like, scroll right by that. I'm like, I don't even want to know about it. Nope, not gonna read that.
I mean, they did do one post COVID, mostly post COVID. They canceled Comic-Con 1 year because of COVID, and then I think they moved. They had a Comic-Con Light, I think is what they called it, or something like that, in December or November. Might have been right after Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly.
Oh, God, so that was a horrible time.
They might have done it right after Thanksgiving. If
everybody got sick all over again at Thanksgiving,
but
2020.
They did that, and that was one of the better Comic-Cons I've been to because they didn't have any production companies there. Nobody was there. Nobody was there hyping anything, and it was just comic books, toys, and the normal vendors selling stuff, and it was great. Some people selling, doing autographs or whatever. Like Timothy Zahn was there, doing autographs or whatever. But like, the Rogue One, Darth Vader was there signing autographs.
Oh, Simon.
Simon, what's his name?
So, no, Darth Vader, not Max Rebo.
No, isn't his first name Simon? Am I getting that wrong?
You're thinking of Simon Williamson?
No.
I don't know. Look it up. I don't know.
I can't remember.
Look it up.
I can't remember.
Charles probably knows.
Here's a big question I've been waiting to ask. How was the cosplay? Just in general. I mean, I have not been to an event this big to see like real cosplayers who go all out. I've heard.
Do you not watch the shorts?
I do. No, I do. But I'm just like, how was it like in I didn't watch.
There's one short that has. Check it out. There's one short of 4. There's like a Count Dooku. There's, oh God, what's her name? I can't remember. It'll come to me. She's in Rebels. She's a Jedi, but she's dead in Rebels. I can't remember what her name is. Luminara and Dooley. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
There's somebody dressed as her. Somebody dressed as Count Dooku.
Sounds like an Italian seafood dish.
There was somebody dressed. I don't know who she was. Maybe she was somebody from the thing, but she had 2 lightsabers and she was like went all out. Somebody dressed as like the Seventh Sister or something from Rebels as well. I probably jacked up that whatever number that was, but like those were really, really awesome. So check those out. Those are in the shorts. She-Hulk. I saw a couple She-Hulks that were like amazing. Totally painted green, like these giant ladies.
All right, Brandon, where am I going? Am I going
center?
Right, this one right here.
SDCC. Yeah, that's it.
Let's pretend we know what we're doing here. What do we got? Oh, is that? Oh, that's an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
yeah, I don't know
in
much
the
about
center
that
there. I
character,
couldn't
but
get a good shot because there were so many people taking pictures. But there's Count Dooku. There's an Inquisitor. There's Luminara and Dooley, and then there's this girl with the red with the 2 lightsabers. I don't know.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, that costume.
So Robeson was there at the Hasbro booth and at Entertainment Earth, and they were promoting their auto transforming.
Yeah, scroll up and show that one.
Transformers, amazing, mind blowing.
This one here, the Optimus Prime.
Yep.
Yeah, you can hear Brandon commands him to.
I say, "Hey, Optimus, transform."
Oh, I have it muted, so let me unmute it. See if I can get some audio on here. Can I?
That's so cool. Yeah. You should be able to.
I don't know.
Can you unmute it?
Yeah, I have it unmuted now, but... Oh, no, here, it's muted up in the corner. There we go. I had the whole tab muted. Wow. That's pretty cool. Robeson.
There it is. Those are only $1,000 a piece.
Ooh, Optimus is like...
Oh, he's 14.
He was less than that, like 800.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then Mega... what's his name?
To the right.
To the right, yeah.
Oh, Grimlock?
Grimlock is like
he is,
$1,200
he's
bucks.
like 14. 12? Okay.
Or 12 or 14, something like that. It was amazing.
Grimlock was one of my favorite. I love the Dinobots. Holy mackerel.
And you can control him. I think there's an app you can control his motions and stuff with.
Yeah. You can tell him whatever you want. One guy was telling Optimus Prime to do push-ups, and Optimus Prime was doing push-ups and crunches.
What? Did you get a video of that?
I have a video of him doing push-ups. I couldn't get the one of them doing crunches, but it's insane.
Yeah. Do the push-up. You have to post the push-ups one for sure.
I'll post it. Here's the HasLab reveal of the Ghost. It is one very nice piece of
That's a massive piece of plastic.
It's amazing.
So these are the add-ons, right? If it hits the certain marks.
Yeah, if it hits a certain mark, you get like the whole crew.
Yeah, the first one is
and it'll probably hit it because they hit their mark within 3 days or 2 days or something. They hit it while I was there. They're like, oh, it'll probably pass them within the next day.
Yeah, I think I saw that the first mark to hit is Ezra.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna hit it out of the park with this one.
Yeah, looks very cool. It's huge,
massive.
Yeah, it's enormous.
See if we get this one here.
Oh, I'm gonna have to mute that because we're gonna get.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that we might not want the music on the episode. Yeah. It's pretty sweet. And the Phantom is there.
Yeah.
Love the Phantom.
Sweet.
Cool.
You know, and for the pop fans, Funko was there with their Funkoville. You know, standard stuff there. People walking out with massive bags of Funko Pops, garbage. So Barbie
cosplay.
Yeah.
So guys, these are shorts right from our channel. So if you subscribe to us, you're going to get these shorts in your feed on YouTube. If you don't subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. It's super easy. All it means is that you're going to see our videos when you go onto YouTube. It's not real invasive. Hit that bell icon as well. You'll get a little notification on your phone when we drop new episodes. So if you enjoy the show, that's a way to keep on top of the new content. But all these shorts are right on our channel. So just go right over to 5 Idiots Talking Toys where you already are. Click on our name, and you can go to the shorts tab and see all of this stuff.
This was from the store. This one was from the standalone store. They had the Terrordrome all set up with the figures.
That's pretty cool.
That is massive.
Yeah.
So this is somebody's original. This is somebody's original vintage collection that they had, and they just put it there. I'm assuming it's cool. An employee or something.
I don't think I've ever seen it in person. It's huge.
Me neither. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen it complete for sure.
So here's one of the exclusives. I did manage to pick up Black Chrysanthemum. I'll show this again on one of the wins and whiffs, but this was a pre-order. But if you use a QR code, you can order one of these online. But if you go to the Hasbro store out in town, you could buy it there. So that's what I did. I just bought it in person so that I could have it. I'm not a big obviously the Book of Boba Fett. We all know how we feel about that. Right. I'm not a big. I don't collect the vintage collection or whatever, but I like the packaging, how it opens up. I also have this on videos too, so check it out on our page, on our YouTube channel. But I just thought it was pretty neat looking, whatever. So
yeah, just real quick, what my latest thought on that is? I have rewatched most of it. I haven't sat down and watched it like without moving off the couch, but like my kids are watching it or had watched it, and I've popped in and out, sat with them for a bit. I've seen most of it again. I have to believe, based on some of the feedback that Disney got on it, if they do another season, I have to believe they're going to do a better job. They're going to change some things based on some feedback, because there are some really good parts and characters. Like Chrysanthemum was awesome. So if they do a season 2, and now Chrysanthemum seems to kind of be, part of his crew, or maybe he's going to move on, but if he hangs around, that's a really cool character to revisit in that series. And hopefully, Cad Bane is still around. And so there's some cool stuff to revisit there and do a better job with it in season 2. So if they're willing to revisit that, fingers crossed, because I do have faith that they will change things a bit for the better. I would love to see a season 2.
Has Kathleen Kennedy stepped away from Lucasfilm?
Not that I know of. You hear all this stuff.
No way, man. She is every appearance. She was with the LA release for Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. She was there. She is everywhere. She was just at Celebration, walking around. She's everywhere, bro. She ain't going anywhere. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything negative about what's going on over there, but obviously there's a lot of people that are upset, and unfortunately that's just the way it is right now until they make some changes. And I don't know. I'm just gonna hold on. It's and I think about this every time that there's drama on a page, or people waiting in line and pushing and shoving for a stupid Target pin, or people waiting, like sleeping on the grass to go into a panel to go see the 28th season of Walking Dead.
Oh, he hates the 28th season. He hates it.
Or the 29th season, whichever one they're on. I lost count. And like all these people, like, talking crap about the Indiana Jones movie, and I'm just like, you know what? you know, and oh, this guy was signing autographs and I didn't get one, and blah blah, and his autograph's $1 million, and I can't afford. And you know, I'm like, you know what? I think life would just be simpler if I would just stick to the original trilogy and Star Wars, and just watch that, and like leave every other Facebook group and just watch the movies and be happy with the movies and never talk to anyone again.
Well, I've said
and just watching the movie and like, I'm just gonna watch the movies. I'm not gonna talk to anybody on Facebook about them. I'm not gonna do anything about the toys. I'll collect the toys if I want, but I don't care about the autographs anymore. I don't care about people waiting in line for the exclusives and FOMO and all that. Like, I'm happier with the movies, and just that's it. Like, I should have just stopped there, you know. And now
you don't even have to go that far, though.
Ugh.
You don't have to go that far. I've said this before. Why can't we just watch the movies, the series, watch all of it, but watch it and just enjoy it for the fact that it's new content in the world. You don't have to like everything, but you don't have to use the energy in your body and in your life to pick apart, you know, the newest whatever and tell yourself the 16 ways you hated it. You know, just Book of Boba Fett, okay, it wasn't the greatest thing ever. Watch the 10 episodes, whatever it was. Look for the stuff that you like. It was cool seeing, you know, the similar Tatooine scenes, and, you know, Rancor. It was cool to see, you know, just enjoy what you enjoy. And then if you don't want to ever watch it again, don't.
Shane must have never gotten the exclusive poster that came with the Book of Boba Fett on Disney.
No, I didn't. Why? What was on there?
People are shivving each other in line for that one too.
I didn't get the
nothing. Like, people are like the Return of the Jedi movie poster. They sold out. You know, they were like, it was free and they gave it away within seconds. It was gone. And people are flipping them on eBay.
And my movie theater didn't get it. My movie theater didn't get any.
Like, whatever. You know, like, I'm tired of living in that world. I just want to live in the normal world of like, here's the movies. They're cool. I'll talk to my friends about it, and that's it. Done.
Yeah. I asked the guy.
I don't need the poster. I don't need that. I don't need this. But then the next day, I'm like, I need it all.
I was at the theater with my kids, and I asked the guy. I'm like, oh, you know, we're looking for a poster to take a picture in front of. The only one I see is, you know, 20 feet behind the counter where you buy tickets. And he's like, oh yeah, that's the only one we got. And I go, oh, okay. I heard they were giving them away. Like, do you have any to give away? He goes, no, literally, that's the only poster we got. And so what did I do? I said, oh, okay, thank you very much. And I took whatever picture I could with my kids in front of the counter, and we went about our business. Did I piss and moan and cry? It's like, you know, you gotta move on and worry about the stuff that's really important.
And I think that's what the big thing about Comic-Con is, where people are willing to spend thousands of dollars to go. I only go because it's local.
Yeah.
And because I was able to get tickets at face value. But I think people have severe FOMO when it comes to this stuff, and they're like, oh my God, I can't miss out on this. Like, I have to pay $2,000 for a weekend pass to go on the secondary market, and I have to fork over $1,000 or more to stay in this hotel room and to rent a car to fly in. Like, I have to do it, you know, and because or else I'm going to miss out. And I'm like, oh, you know, like, it gives me anxiety going to these things.
Yeah. Well,
I prefer the small. I know you guys are going to say that I go to all these things, but like, by far, Comic-Con gives me the most, like, I'm like, oh, because of the amount of people there and the pushing and the shoving. And it's just like, I just want to go to a normal con and look for toys. That's all I want to do. You know, like, I don't need.
Oh, stop it! You are
rushing
in those autograph lines like a teenage girl at a Backstreet Boys concert.
I wish I wasn't.
Oh my! You know what we're talking about.
I caught the sickness here. I caught the sickness, and now I'm at Walmart checking for foot soldiers like John. You know, and I gotta have the foot soldiers. I gotta have them.
My nephew has caught the bug. I was telling Brandon about this earlier, and so he drags my brother out to flea markets and stuff on Saturday mornings, and he said my brother was like, they always get there just after the flip-flop guy. And I was like, who's the flip-flop guy? He's like, this dude in flip-flops and a ponytail, and he looks like the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
He's walking out with armloads of stuff that Jonah was interested in, and now Jonah's missed out on.
So now, does that change Jonah's? How does that make Jonah's weekend? Does it grind his gears?
He grinds his gears.
Yeah. See. Now is that the way to spend his week? Tell Jonah on Saturday he should be watching Saturday morning cartoons, playing with his toys, and in the afternoon he should watch the movies and don't worry about what people are buying at the flea market.
Well, he's already flipped
flip-flop
something on eBay, so he is.
Yeah, well, now he's got it. Now he's not going to be able. Now he's going to go and he's going to see flip-flop guy, and it's going to grind his gears. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all seen somebody pick something up where we're like, damn it, 2 seconds too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, as I've kind of gotten older, as an adult and a father, I've just come to realize there are lots of people out there that, just one way or the other, educated, lucky, just inventive, smart, whatever it is, they make a hell of a good living. And, the decision to do something like that, and you could be any part of life. It's not just Comic-Con, but the decision to do something in life that just, that costs $5,000 for the weekend. Yeah. Okay. Let me just buy that. Let me do that. Yeah. I want to do that. Like, to where it would be, more of a decision for a lot of folks, a serious decision for a lot of folks. And so you can't get caught up on that. Like, you can't get caught up on, well, that person is going. Yeah. And, they don't, to them spending, $5,000 to go to a con for the weekend is like one of us, deciding to go to a Yankee game or, a baseball game and get like fancier tickets than we would usually get. Like, okay, we'll get the $150 tickets. Like, it's not that big of a decision for them. So you can't compare yourself to other people. It's not, it's not equal. And in terms of,
well, I think there's people spending their life's savings.
Yeah, you're right. There is that too. Yeah. But though, there's some, crossover there. Some of those people have, like you said, the FOMO, and they're like, well, that person's going and I want to go and I want to get the fancy, I got
to get the exclusives.
The exclusives.
Yeah, usually I'm like, oh, wow, look, Gil Gerard. You know who Gil Gerard is? He played Buck Rogers. Look, Gil Gerard's going to be at the Fanboy Expo. Yeah.
John, we're still in our 40s.
You know Buck Rogers.
I don't. That's a space cowboy. Am I right with that?
Jeez.
What year is Buck Rogers from?
70. I think it was 81.
That's when
really?
It came out?
81.
81?
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. False.
I don't think so. No, because I had a Buck Rogers figure in a lot, and it was like 70,
maybe
78. Yeah,
maybe 78. Like
yeah, that's when I was born, John. So, I mean, now that being said,
but you've seen Star Wars
77. yeah. All right. Well, that is. I think that's going to do it for us. This is a. Oh no, go ahead.
78,
78, 77, 78, 79.
Oh, okay.
Great recap of Comic-Con. I don't know what you did there for 4 solid days. I hope you didn't. I hope you took some time to. I don't know. Were you at a hotel as well? You drove back and forth each day, or no? How close is it?
It's 20 minutes.
Sorry, I'm thinking of like, San Diego to LA. I'm thinking it's like 2 hours from you. No,
20 minutes.
Close. Super close. Gotcha. All right. So you got to see and do whatever you wanted. By the time of like day 3 and 4, is it just same old? Or is there panels at least?
They change stuff up. They change up the panels on those days. Yeah. You can see what panels they're going to have beforehand. They change the panels.
At some point?
Does the what now?
Does your wife fall off at some point? Like she's like, I've had enough?
She doesn't even go. She goes to one day and that's it.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So she'll go for one day, but like they change up the panels, they'll change up some of the, the exclusives, the giveaways, whatever. Like if there's an exclusive you really want, in this case, it was clothing items that my wife wanted, and they were, on Saturday, they're giving away this shirt. I want that shirt, Yeah. Not giving it away. They all cost money, but like, so, they change it up like that. Other than that, it's the same stuff people are selling. Some vendors change up what they have a little bit. They might bring in more product if they sell a bunch.
Yeah.
Do they have shuttle service to your driveway?
You can if you want.
VIP shuttle service to your
Obviously
driveway.
the cosplay people, they're all, you know, different every day, you know, depending on who's going, and people go all out for that. So
is there like a contingent of you know, very attractive women who are, you know, going all out, or is it like just a bunch of nerds in Spider-Man costumes, or what is it?
No, there's no attractive people at this.
Yeah, like, do you have to like make sure you look certain direction when you're with your wife? Some of these, like, look straight forward, don't turn to the side, like that kind of thing.
Also, some of it's on display, so it's kind of hard. But
yeah, the closest thing I have to that is we have a really big Renaissance fair. It's in New York, but it's just over the border. I'm on the border of it, and it's it's you know, we just go because it's fun to walk around and drink beer and you know
shoot arrows at each other.
Basically, people watch. Like, there's some shows. There's people juggling fire and stuff, and there's a jousting event, which is fun. But people go all out with the costumes there. Like, we've never, you know, dressed up or anything. But
no, she says exactly what I'm thinking when we see some of those people, which is probably why we're married, is because we're on the same wavelength.
Exactly.
So she'll be like, "Did you see the on that?" I'm like, "Yep." She's like, "Oh my God."
Yep. Yeah. I joke with my wife every time we go. I'm like, they're on a shelf. Like, you know, everybody's wearing the bustiers because it's like Renaissance fair. They're wearing the whatever those things are called. And I'm like, they are on display. And she's like, oh yes.
There's a certain shirt. There's a certain T-shirt that I next time I go to Vegas, I got to see if they still have it. But if they have it, I'll buy it. I'll tell you guys offline after dark.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to do it, I think, for this episode for the San Diego Comic-Con 2023 recap. Brandon, you know, will attend an event if you have an event. So if you have an event in your backyard, there's a 50-50 chance. If he doesn't fly too far, let him know.
FarleyCon, August 12th.
For all those interested, like if there's some stuff that you want me to pick up for you, I know a couple, you know, people reached out and wanted me to pick up a couple items for them if I'm around or if I'm there that day and the lines aren't too bad. So, you know, exclusive or whatever, you know, can't make any promises, but you know, I'll try to get there in line early and get it for whoever needs it. Cause I know a lot of people can't afford to come here, or even some people can't even get tickets at all when they try. So.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was that hard to actually get the tickets to even go.
It's brutal. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the first time I've been able to get a full weekend pass. Usually I get a day or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. You can find all of our links at our website, 5idiotstalkingtoys.com. Our link to Rogue 5 is our sales page. Please join us there as well. We have collectibles that go up on a daily basis there and a lot of fun chatter. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel or listening on your favorite podcast app. We will see you next time on 5 Idiots Talking Toys. All right, guys, have a good one. Great chatting with you, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Fantastic episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.